Coach Berti, thanks so much for coming to the podcast again.
I'm so glad when I was able to be here. Thank you for having me.
No, it's a pleasure. How has the off-season summer been for you guys?
Well, I wouldn't call it an off season. I would call it our season. It's been really busy. It's been full of a lot of growth, a lot of community building, and a lot of team building. But it's been really busy since June.
Yeah, you guys start really early.
Yes.
How big is the squad this year? How many cheerleaders do you have?
We have 25.
And you only do varsity or do JV too? I don't know if I asked you that last time.
No, you didn't. Right now we just have a varsity team.
Okay.
But JV team is definitely something I'm interested in pursuing.
Yeah, are you guys because I think it was this week, I saw something on Instagram that there was like a Westport PAL cheerleaders. Mm-hmm. Is that part of you guys or no?
No, but so Westport PAL is like the youth cheerleading program here in Westport, and they are the feeder program for us. So the coach of PAL and myself have been working very closely together to kind of see how we can bridge our programs and build a little more interest in cheerleading in Westport.
Right, because I think when we did the interviews with the captains, I think one of them talked about how they started a PAL.
Yes.
Right, so is this something you want to do at some point, like kind of integrate the programs?
Yes, definitely. The girls we have now, I think a lot of them did PAL, and so they have those experiences to go off of, and they want to be able to give those experiences to the younger girls right now. And so I've, again, working with the coach at PAL, we're trying to make things happen where we can kind of bridge our programs together so we can build one solid, like, Westport cheerleading program.
100%, because I see like the successful programs. I mean, listen, at some degree, every program at Staples is successful. However, you look at the football and the lacrosse who lately have been really good. Mm-hmm. They have a big integration with the PAL.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference when you get to kids when they're so young and they're like learning in those developmental stages. Makes a huge difference of the type of athlete they'll become in high school. If they're just starting as a freshman, it's going to be a little different as to what they can accomplish in 4 years.
I couldn't agree more. So you've been here, is it 2 years now? That last year was kind of your first year, wasn't it?
Yeah, this will be my second year.
How do you evaluate the first year? Staples, Westport, cheerleading. Talk a little bit about that.
Amazing. There's nothing else. It's been incredible. It's been just such a refreshing, place to be a part of and a community to be a part of. And I tell the girls all the time, and I tell VJ all the time, how grateful I am to have the opportunity to work in Westport at Staples, for the athletic department, because it has been just refreshing and a great reminder of why we do what we do. And all the kids are great. The athletes are great. All the staff is wonderful. The community is incredible. It's been amazing.
Yeah, I did exactly everything you just said. Now, what has been, and I'll talk, we all have favorite parts of the job, but what's your favorite part of coaching this team right now?
Right at this moment?
Oh yeah, or just in that first year, your favorite thing that as a cheerleading coach, as a leader of the squad, what is your favorite thing to do?
The first thing I thought of when you said right now, because we're going to have our first game on Friday, my favorite thing is game day. Of course, game day. No, but beyond that, I think just, especially now that I'm coming back for my second year, I get to see these girls where they left for a month. They left us for a month last year. But to see them, how much they've developed already in their second season, that's just beginning. That's incredible to see. And to see them kind of recognize it is really important. Cool. It's just it's an amazing feeling. And
now since you talk game day, seems like we've been waiting forever for that first football game, haven't we? It seems like it's forever. I mean, I still remember the championship game is yesterday, but a lot has happened since. What is game day preparation like for you guys? It's so fun. I just am picturing game day right now in my head. It's so fun. So for game day, the main focus of our game day is our halftime routine when we're playing at home. When we're not at a home game, we don't do our halftime routine. But for home games, it's our halftime routine that we learn in the summer. And then we, continue to change and grow and adapt. And all of these things happen to this routine from August to November.
But the whole point is that's what we're going out there to perform for, the crowd on game day. But it's not just about the halftime routine. And I've really been trying to get this message to the girls. For us, I want the girls to be really in charge of the energy and the environment and the atmosphere at these football games. So I think with you, I've used the term like a spirit ambassador.
Yes.
And if you just listen to the word cheerleader, like they are the ones who are leading the crowd with whatever they're saying or doing. They're the ones who are supposed to be leading it. So I've really put a big emphasis on like how important their role is during a game and trying to get them to understand it's not just about standing on the sideline and doing a cheer. Like you're performing when you're doing that cheer because you want a message to get sent to the crowd.
Yeah, and I was going to, it's funny, as I was driving here, and I said, am I going to ask this question? And I'm going to. It's like, we've won a lot last year at least, like, but how do you handle like when the team's not doing so good?
Oh my God, no, there was, okay, everything turned out well.
Yeah.
But no, there were times I remember. It just so happens that I also like love football. Like I'm very into it. I love it. Like I follow the whole game. So like it just so happens that I have that. But there were times I remember during games last year, or even our first game last season, I would go over to the captains and I would say, listen, we need energy right now. Like this is on us. Like we need, like it's hard right now. We could be down by 7 in 10 seconds for all we know, but we need energy, and it's up to us not to bring it down, but to keep it up when everyone else's energy is going down.
And it's true words couldn't have been spoken, because you think about it. It's like I was just thinking, you're down by 10 points and the crowd's like, pretty much dead. They're just like, on their phones, right? They're not even watching the game. So it's up to you guys to, hey, let's get back in this game. Let's get it. So it can't be easy, like put that all the time like that. But I'm sure you guys have done through it.
It's challenging. Yeah. It really is, because, they're teenage girls, just like anyone else, and it is challenging, especially when you have to really, you have to really step into this role when you are on the sidelines, because you have to put on that show for those 4 quarters, no matter which way it goes. Like you have no choice. That's our job. You're a cheerleader. So
sometimes it's not that easy. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, but we've been blessed. Looking forward to another season.
It's a lot of winning, right? So that makes everybody's job easier.
Oh yeah.
So how are you looking competition this year? When does it start? Because I think wasn't last year like around October, November?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Is that where it's going to be this year again?
Yeah. So we'll do competition team tryouts within our. So what we do is we establish our team in May, and then in October we have competition team tryouts within our team. And then those will be in October. And then after that, we go right into our choreography for competition. And we just work on absolutely perfecting the smallest, tiniest details no one would ever notice. That's what we do from October to March. And that's what competition season is. October
to March. And how many competitions are you participating in this year? There's the FCAC, right?
Right. There's the FCAC and the states. And then we do 4 other ones, 4 local ones.
Okay, because I remember last year, the one we went to in Danbury, what was that? Was that FCAC?
No, that was just a local.
It's a local competition. So you got like 4 locals, and then they have the FCACs and then the CIACs.
Exactly.
Wow, it's a full season, right? I mean,
it's really very full.
Yeah. So now I've been asked this, and I'll ask you, what sports are you cheering for this year, and are you planning on expanding that at all into the spring?
Personally? Okay, wait. So
what are you cheering for? Let's double vet. So what sports are you guys cheering for this year?
Obviously football, boys and girls basketball. Like those are obvious. Like, and last year we were able to get to a wrestling.
I remember I was there. Yeah.
It was so fun.
Wasn't it?
So I think we'll definitely try and get to 1 or 2 of those again. I know I also happen to love hockey. And, I went to a couple hockey games, and I think any sports environment could use the energy of cheerleaders.
That's
like
what I'm asking.
Anything.
Yes.
So I'm definitely going to see if we can get to, a hockey game, maybe senior night. And then, as far as the spring, it is difficult because our girls do have other activities to do.
Gotcha.
But, like even last season, I tried to, organize, like, let's get to the lacrosse FCAC game together, like as a team. Like, But for I think you and I talked about like boys volleyball in the spring. Like, how awesome would it be to have, energy in there?
I know, it's because it's like, at least to me, and I go to these events and I look at them as a whole, right? Not only as the game, as the student athletes, as the parents. I look at everything, and I feel like, when you guys are there, and it's just like, first of all, you bring people because it's volume, right? You bring people and you bring that energy that is sometimes like, especially in the gym can be quiet.
Yeah.
You guys start, doing cheers, like it gets loud, right? Yeah. It's a difference. So I'm just coming in from the points like, and not asking too much, but just knowing that, you guys make a difference.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So it's definitely noticeable.
I really appreciate that. And the girls really, really appreciate that. And we are so lucky that we have such a supportive, football program who supports us and completely like appreciates us.
Yeah.
And I haven't told the girls this yet, but I need to tell them before Friday. 'Cause they're always like, I'm on top of them during games. I'm like, no, we are cheering. I like, keep going. Don't stop. Like, there shouldn't be any silence. Like, this is our job. There shouldn't be silence. And, like they want to break. But I'm like on top of them. And I happened to be at a scrimmage that Staples was playing in this couple weeks ago. And there were 4 teams there. And the Staples boys were like chanting defense on the sidelines. And I like recorded it for the team, and I'm going to show them, and I'm going to be like, look, they are doing this because like they're used to this type of energy and communication, and it's our job to bring that energy to every game. So like, yes, am I a little bit, on top of you for 2.5 hours? Yes, I am, but it pays off.
100%. It's noticeable, right? I mean, it's like, I feel like any type of energy contagious, positive or negative. So if you're bringing out the positive energy, it just goes all over the place, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, and I want to get into this, and PrepZone, we really, try to cover you guys. And I got to give all the credit to my wife. Like, from we just started this, she goes, you got to really look at the squad. They are amazing at what they do. And I started like, we had this conversation off air, about all the regimen you guys go through and all the work that gets put into it. And it was really telling to me when I spoke to the captains.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How and some of the questions like, what would you guys like to know about cheerleading and things like that? And now you as the coach, you are kind of like the role model for them.
Yes.
And how do you kind of, and here's where I'm going with that question. A lot of the answers for them was like, I wish people knew this, I wish people knew that. How do you work mentally on their confidence? Because, I realize they're important. They're important. Right. A lot of people do, but it's not a commonly wide sense. So how do you work with them on that?
That's a really good question. So just like you said, I'm their role model, right? So what I try and do a lot is I try and model the type of interaction and the type of relationships and the type of image that they want to have within their peers. I try to model that with them, like as their coach to, my peers at Staples. And, I feel like when they see the positive interactions or the positive feedback and just all the positive ways people are engaging with cheerleading through my modeling, that really, it shows them. And, I try really, really, really hard to get them out. Like, I want them to be out and involved in like everything, because that's just another way for people to see like how much they do. Like, they are an athlete, just like, the football player who trained all summer. So did the cheerleader. And I try and get them to like any event, everything we can, just so that they can really showcase that and get more people to see what they do. Yeah.
Cause it's like, I think one of the captains, I can remember who, and she's like, you can't just put on a uniform and go cheer. It's not like that.
No, not at all.
There's so much that's involved in it. And it's like, and to me, it was so great to hear that from them.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's like, and at the same point, it just takes a little bit of mental work to kind of make sure it's like, sometimes it doesn't pay off, because unless competition,
right,
you feel like, oh, I cheered all this game, we won, like nobody. But I just want to say that it is noticed.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of people do know that as well.
You've helped that so much, so thank you very much.
That.
Yeah,
It's been great. I think it's like, it's one of those, like, I put cheerleading right up with, when I discovered rugby, when I discovered, lacrosse, all these new things that you kind of stay around the student athletes in this program and realize how much work goes into it.
Yeah.
It's just not that Friday night cheer.
No. It's very far from just standing on the sidelines.
Yeah, the one that you guys do go records. Stay with me. Like I think the band goes na 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 na. Hey,
go
the band
records.
Dance. Yeah, the band dance.
I love the band dance.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites because I remember the first time I went to a football game here. Like they were doing that, right?
Yeah.
It's like because it's together with the band, and it's like it's so that it just our record's name fits exactly perfectly with that.
It's incredible. Right? Yeah, it's incredible, and the traditions that they have that we like bring year to year, like the band dance, and they do like rock steady and all that. Like those are awesome, and those are like signature record things, and that's awesome.
No, it really is cool. So, talk to me. What's your main program philosophy?
So for the program, I think our program at Staples, I would say, is we are just striving to be the best version of ourselves as a cheerleading program. And I think that's really important because we have ourselves as a game day cheerleading team. We have ourselves as a competition cheerleading team. So as a whole, just striving to be the best version of our own selves in all of these different aspects.
Yeah. And it's tough, right? Because sometimes, we're humans. So if we don't get that recognition, that immediate gratification, it's tough to just keep going at it, right? It's human nature.
It is.
It is human nature, it really is. But I mean, it's so, and like I said, the energy you guys bring and everything like that. And as you look at this competition season and all this thing that happened this year, what was your favorite moment of last year?
There's too many. I have to pick.
Pick a few. Pick a few.
We're 2 seasons. Yeah. Can I pick 2?
Yeah, you can pick 2 or 3 or 4. Talk about everything that sticks in your mind if you talk about big moments last year.
No, I mean, honestly, it would, like I could sit here and say getting the opportunity to cheer at the state championship game, like that's insane. Like how many cheerleading teams get to do that? Only a couple, right? Yeah. And we're one of them. So I could sit here and say that, but like generally when I look back at like last year, just the like overall incredible support and positivity surrounding the program and like how valued it is from all these different like types of people. It's just really made like the biggest difference for me personally as a coach, and that affects how I coach these girls. Sure. And I mean, like going to the football state championships was super fun. And, the feeling after them competing on the mat, like that's the best feeling in the world. Yeah. And, the boys FCAC basketball championship, that was a lot of fun. Like it didn't turn out well, but it was so fun that we got the opportunity to be there.
Agree.
So you know what I mean? Like it's all it's fun.
Yeah. And I agree. It's like, as I've gotten deeper and deeper into PrepZone, you want to win, but a lot of times you just want to be there.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you want to have skin in the game. You want to go to the game and have the opportunity. Sometimes you're going to win, sometimes you're going to lose. You got to, learn how to deal with both. And like I said, we never think that, listen, losing is part of winning. Yeah. It's you learn. But just being there. I agree. I like that game, the basketball game at the field house in Wilton was pretty cool too.
The opportunities that we get, as the cheerleading team, the opportunities that we are given and we get to be a part of are so incredible. And they, the high school girls, they might not realize that right now. I know, but when they look back, I hope they can realize like how amazing it is that we were able to be a part of that because of the bigger program we're a part of.
Yeah, you become part of this thing that's just bigger than yourself.
Yes.
Right. And it's like it's one thing that we've discovered too. Is like I can't tell you how many students that left school, right, and they come back and say, "Hey, I love your stuff because." I didn't realize how good it was when I was there.
Yeah.
And I know some people don't have the best time in high school. It's just inevitable. But at the same point, there's some people, you can still get connected somehow. And hopefully the good memories will always come along as you see things happening. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So what are you looking most forward to this year? I know you're gonna say
I was just going to say football. Like, football I don't know, football, no.
Season, but any competition, anything that you guys are doing this year that I want to get word out. Say, hey, this is something that's really going to be cool.
Like last year, with your help, and then you worked with the football coach, when the football team was able to show up at our FCAC competition, and we are performing for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So you quick. Literally, like you could just come for 10 minutes and be done for the day. You know what I mean? Yep. But when the boys were sitting in the stands at FCX and like we were able to look out of the window in the back and like see that like we have athletes supporting us, I think that's a moment that like I will strive and do anything in my power to create for those girls, year after year after year. And at the FCAC and the state competitions, like that's all we can ask for. Like come see us, come show support for Staples.
Yeah. I think it's, and you're right. It goes by so fast. And I think we were there at the Denver one. It was interesting because we got there and it did really move really fast.
Yes.
It's like it's 2.5 minutes and the next team comes right up. So it's like if you're not there on time, you're missing it.
Oh, you're missing it.
Yeah.
And they run early sometimes. They could be running late, but if it's early and you're planning like, okay, I'm going to be there right when they perform, you're going to miss it.
Yeah, but it's really exciting. Like I'm going to get word out. And if you're listening and watching this, it's definitely worth to check it out because, you guys were great. There are other teams that are great too.
Yeah.
So you see some really amazing things.
Yeah. No, they're amazing. And that's one thing that we love because we work really hard not to compare ourselves to other programs, especially in the competitive, side of it. We love watching, especially the FCAC cheerleading teams. Like they're incredible. And I love that we get to, celebrate them and support them instead of comparing ourselves to them and worrying about, like how are we going to beat them? We just want to be the best version of ourselves that we can be. And we get to support these incredible cheerleading teams while we're doing it.
Yeah. And it's interesting, like you said that. I remember when I was doing the rec, so when my kids were younger, they played, the rec soccer and the travel soccer. And the biggest difference between the programs is that, at least for me, the level of soccer was different. However, the tournaments where you'd spend time away from the field, but with kind of like talking and dealing with the competition, and maybe friends you knew from different things, was the best.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It really, I mean, I don't remember the scores of those tournaments, but I do remember all the time that the kids were playing outside the game.
Exactly.
So it's like, sometimes, competition is great, but it's about those little things, like I said, supporting and meeting people.
Oh, yeah. It's the best part.
Yeah.
It's the absolute best part.
Yeah. So it's like, I think it's, as a whole, everything is great about it, right? I mean, but it's a big part of it. So, I mean, listen, I'm really excited for the season.
Thank you. I am too.
Yeah, like I said, we'll keep banging on you guys to do more to get, because like I said, I feel like it's, and I don't want to say that makes the game a big deal, but it does bring, like I said, a different vibe to the game.
Yeah, it's our job. That's our role.
Vibe is a good word, right?
Yeah.
Let's bring a new vibe to the game, right?
I call them the hype team. I'm like, this is our job. We're the hype team.
Yeah.
So like,
when everybody's down,
let's do this.
You got to get them up, and like it's I had Coach Adam here right before you, and he was talking also about and like I looked at the schedule, like I don't think they're gonna lose many games, and he doesn't think so either. But but it's everything different. But you go to the season and you're like, you compete, and you're just there to compete, and that's all you can ask for, a chance to compete.
That's it. That's it. All we can do.
Yeah. Before I let you go, I do want to do some more little personal stuff. Okay. All right. So we did some last time. We'll do a little more with you. All right. So what's your favorite smell?
Smell? What?
Your favorite smell?
Oh my God.
Have you ever been asked that?
No, I've literally never been like people ask you what's the smell you hate the most, but you know what I mean?
What's your favorite one? What's the first thing that comes to
mind?
mind?
The first thing that came to mind would be when I was getting married 5 years ago. Someone told me, like, buy a special perfume that you only wear on your wedding day or anniversary, like special occasions. And the first thing I thought of when you said that was the perfume from my wedding day.
What is it called? You can give it away to everyone.
Yeah, it's Flower Bomb by Victor and Rolf.
There you go. See, yeah, I mean, I've had everything. People talk about, some people said tacos. Some people said, the smell of fresh cut grass.
I do love the smell of rain.
Yeah, smell of rain.
Love
See,
that.
Garlic, right? When you put garlic in the pan, right? Isn't that you're like, like that seasoning is cooking. Yeah, absolutely. So, what's your all-time favorite vacation spot?
Aruba.
Like,
just we don't need to even go farther. Aruba.
That's it, right?
Yes.
All right. What's one guilty pleasure song in your playlist?
A song?
Yeah.
That's like a guilty pleasure?
Yeah, nobody said that. There's nobody who listens to that.
I'm just thinking about, like, the girls, like, would imagine that I don't listen to, like, the TikTok music and stuff, but, like, I do. I definitely have it, like, on my playlist.
On your playlist.
Yeah.
What's one that's, like, one of your favorites?
Oh, I don't remember what it's called. It's like trending right now, but I don't remember what it's called. But if I told the girls it was on my playlist, they would be shocked. I wish I remembered the name. I don't. It's a good one.
You can sing a little bit of it now?
Well, actually, no. Okay. Let me take all that back. So rewind, ask the question again.
Okay. So what's one guilty pleasure song on your playlist?
So the other day when we were at practice, we were in the field house and we share it with other sports, and they had their speaker and they had, some music playing. And it was a song that came on that like I had to start like dancing, and I was like singing like back when like I was in college at that moment. And the girls were like, what is happening? Because they didn't think I knew anything that was going on. But it's Fetty Wap 679.
I don't know that song.
It's a great, like, it's a vibe. It's a throwback. It's a vibe. Like, you can't not just like vibe to it.
You got to move it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we'll get that on there.
Mm-hmm.
What is the last series you binge watched?
Oh my God, I just finished it over the weekend. Oh no. Oh, The Perfect Couple.
Perfect. Is it Netflix? Is that?
I think it was Netflix or Hulu. I don't remember.
Perfect.
I think it's based off a book.
Okay. It sounds familiar. I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, it was either Netflix or Hulu.
Who's in it?
Oh, Nicole Kidman.
Okay. Oh, so I haven't seen it. I got to check it out.
It took a lot of turns, but it's based off a book, I guess.
Yeah. It's usually that happens. All right, Perfect Couple. All right. What is your go-to late night snack?
Froyo.
What is it?
Froyo. But like it has to be whenever my husband doesn't want to go out anymore, like he wants to be done for the night, it has to be, I want chocolate froyo with rainbow sprinkles and like chopped peanuts from this one specific place. It's my favorite.
It's okay. What's the place?
It's in Milford, like where I live. It's like a little downtown froyo thing.
All right.
Yeah.
I like that. All right. All right. So aside from family, name one thing you can't live without.
My dog doesn't count.
It does count. Yeah. What's your dog's name?
Nellie.
Nellie. How old is Nellie?
She's 3.
She's 3. What kind of dog is she?
She's a Pomeranian.
Pomeranian. Oh, my mom used to have Pomeranians. So yeah, they're temperamental.
To say the least.
Yeah, I mean, I remember her dog was like, it was just my mom and nobody else. And very few people get around or in touch or that. I know them very well.
Yes.
Because like when I'd visit, like it wasn't like they had the dogs loved me, and she would stay on her thing. She would like.
She is friendly. She's super friendly, but she's very, very possessive of myself and my husband, and she's very high maintenance.
Yeah, no,
very high maintenance.
They are. They're like that. But I know they're great dogs. But I said very, very loyal.
Yes.
She'd stay with my mom a lot.
Yes.
And it's like, but it's really cool. So aside from when we don't find you doing cheerleading stuff, what is the thing you like to do the most?
This could go a lot of different ways. Right now, my answer would be sleep. But if you asked me like in the summer, like earlier, I would say go to the beach. But like right now, sleep.
Sleep.
Easy.
You just like sleep as much as you can.
Just like so busy working and coaching. And, I just love sleeping all of a sudden.
Well, I read something that said that sleep is our superpower.
Oh. Because
it said that if you spent, like they were talking about, brain development and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And well, the study, like, because I like to read all this. I get into this kind of weird stuff. Like, sometimes you get into a hole of finding information
on the net.
You can't
help it. On the internet, you can't help it.
And then next thing you know, you're reading about ghosts, right? And things. But anyway, this particular day, it took me into sleep study.
Okay.
And it talked about, because the headline was sleep's a superpower. So I started reading about it. And it talked about how, people who take like afternoon naps, get bigger brains.
Afternoon naps are so underrated and so iconic. Like if you can do an afternoon nap, like you are a superstar. You're next level. Right.
That's it was talking about all this and how we should invest in it. And I said to myself, that's it. I'm going to bed earlier. Didn't work. Obviously, the first day that I said that, I was up until 1 a.m. But regardless, and it talked a lot about how sleep affects everything. Your mood.
Oh yeah.
So it's like. They're saying very successful people, and that's why like some of the companies, like I think a lot of people at Google, Apple, whatever, that have this, they encourage employees to sleep during the day. I remember having a conversation with my older son. He goes, I'd sleep. Just tell the school to put something there. I'd go to sleep. Yeah.
Oh, I'm a big supporter of nap time. Any rest time, I'm a big supporter.
All right. Yeah. Very cool. So I asked you this last time, and I still remember your answer. Someone asked something else. Because remember when I asked you what day you could go back and relive, and you talked about your wedding.
Yeah.
Right? Talk about your wedding.
Yeah.
So I want to do is like, I want to ask you what, if you would go back and look at yourself in high school, what advice would you give yourself?
Oh my gosh. High school?
Yeah. Let's say you're talking now to the cheerleaders, right? So like your team that it's kind of like they are the age. So you look at yourself at that age. what would you tell yourself at that time to say, like that? I know it's a very tough question, but like
it is, but it's such a good question, and it's so hard to really get this message to a place where like these kids in high school can genuinely like understand it. But like I like to keep it simple, and I tell these girls, and one thing I wish I could tell myself from high school is that like it's all going to work out. Everything will work out, and it may not be the way that we want it to be in our brain or the way we hoped it would be, but however it does, everything works out. And that's, I'm trying to teach the girls that now. But if I knew that, I think, the last, I don't remember, 14 years ago? Yeah. The last 14 years of my life could have been like a lot easier if I just knew everything's going to work out.
Yeah, and that's such a beautiful message, because it's like you said, it's not the way we kind of want it,
right?
But it's still like everybody's, and I always do the more I say, be kind to everyone, because everybody's fighting a battle that we know nothing about.
Yeah.
It's like, it really is. I mean, everybody's got their own thing, and we can, but at the same time, things always seem to work out.
Everything.
You look at your life like, oh, yeah, maybe at the time when I was going through this, it looked so tough, but now it's like, like 10 years from now, it'll like, it won't even matter.
It does take some time, really tough experiences for people to really understand the meaning of that like everything will work out. Like, sometimes it does take tough experiences to really, really deeply understand that. But in all aspects, everything just works out.
It does. Yeah. And I hope that this season everything works out, and we're
sure
at the championship game again. How great would that be, right?
I already saved the dates. December. We'll be there.
I got Adam in here, and he mentioned, and maybe I go with, if we go 2-8. I'm like, 2-8.
What?
I said I will. His thing was just, he was saying like, he said no. He was talking about the job he does. Like, even if I go 2-8,
right?
It'll still be like I still have the great time. I'm like,
oh yeah.
I said, listen, I'm telling right now, you're not going 2-8.
Yeah.
I said, I can say that right now.
Yeah.
He's like, of course not. I'm trying to win every single game.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. Looking at the schedule, I'll give you guys one loss. he's like, oh yeah. But it's so fun. Is like, it's the positivity, right? I mean, we're all so hyped, so excited for it, and I think it's so great. And I want to thank you guys for everything you do.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know it's like I said, sometimes people don't see it, but I know that we do, and we and it really makes a difference. So it's really great that. And I wish you guys a great season, great competition season.
Oh yeah, it seems like it's forever away, but it's not.
It's not. Like, I was talking to Ken and said, listen, in a few weeks it's going to be comp and game day going at once. So it'll be crazy for you guys. Yeah. But I know it's going to be a great season. We look forward to you. Coach Matia, thank you so much for being with us again.
Thank you so much for always covering cheerleading. We appreciate it.
We'll keep doing it.
Thank you.